afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to the exciting 1 versus 1 on the road to Kharkov here between Spanky, fighting in the north here for the Wehrmacht, for the 2nd Panzer Division, tasked with here charging in and clearing up American elements under the command here of Highfive and the 3rd Armored Division. We've got fortified armor, Festung armor, Jaeger armor, that's definitely a lot of armor, versus Rifle Company, Infantry Company, and Airborne Company bulletins here. 2 Elephant bulletins for Spanky, 1 Mine bulletin versus 3 Rifle bulletins, including 1 for experience there for Highfive. Right from there, signing up there, we got an MG42 start here for Spanky. Interestingly enough, they're a bit rarer to see, but basically going to try and maybe hold down a vital point there. Grenadiers following up then, but an MG42 start. Interesting, but while being laid down here to ensure that the wooden cart is not stolen by Americans. Verdammte Amerikaner, they keep stealing our carts. But what does he do with them, Herr Feldwebel? I don't know, actually. Just keep doing it. It's really weird. More often than rhyming, going for the cutoff there, fuel secured. Interesting enough, we note here, by the way, he's setting up basically what looks like it's actually increasing the blocking position, not just to ensure, of course, the wooden cart doesn't get stolen, but basically sort of deny movement here easily for Highfive. But he's not actually making any moves sort of towards the fuel point initially, using the M40 to secure points. Got a squad number 2 on the way there. We got more Robin here on the way for Highfive, who's by the way gone for infantry, and we got fortified armor here for Spanky. So 2 Dog Soldiers right off the bat. Which does include an elephant heavy tank right here with the 2 bullets. I imagine it's going to sort of try and make it fit into the strategy. The of course question is going to just try and shoehorn it. Though it is sort of have a more sort of natural follow-up after a few other sort of armoured elements and the elephant sort of added in for some extra punch. I mean, that's going to be, I think, rather the sort of the important part here of the strategy that might be in Spanky's mind here. I mean, if he just forces it in, just waits for it, just gets as the first thing out, things might look too good. If he sort of gets some other armour first, and then sort of augments that with an elephant, things could be looking a lot more interestingly. Point there being secured, rather moving up here. And again, no fuel. I mean, it seems more interesting sort of be trying initially to counter any opening movement from Highfive, then he is sort of trying to build up his own resource pool initially. That is not what you'd usually see. And again, he seems very focused on the left-hand side, and part of you would suspect he might have suffered some kind of defeat here on the road to Kharkov, which involved some sort of nasty push from here, and he's sort of absolutely a bit obsessed with it. Although they got moving up to the fuel pump, got this counter-tagging in there, following up, MG42 moving a bit here slowly. 3rd Grenadier squad now on the way, and we got point being secure. We got a 4th Rifle squad here on the way for Highfive, certainly adding in quite a few troops there. Honey's in the fight for the Rifle, and Andreas was there. Grenadier versus Rifle pushed off the fuel point, and then they have suffered some minor losses, and the 3rd Grenadier squad they're arriving. MG42 they're maintaining a slow precision rifle and holding up the building. There are only 2 windows, that's ever going to give the advantage there to the 8 Grenadiers there. Even in light cover versus rifle inside the building. Oh, never mind, a part of the building actually collapsed, opening up for a 3rd position there. And then Donnie got shot, and then he had to take over. But still, now they're sort of free, and that's certainly something that can happen in certain buildings. If the building does suffer enough damage, more positions in the building can in theory open up for troops to fire out of. A little fun fact, it was something that was actually in the first company, but it's never really something that's only sort of larger happenings, because mostly they won't really come in like these openings, but it seems like there's some slightly more here added in the company is too. So little fun fact there, We see 3 Grenadiers, 2 MG42s, very heavy tier 1 there versus Highfive. We might be aiming for a captain, which could then allow it sort of make it work, since he doesn't have to worry about an M20 rush, which could throw a bit of a spanner there in Spanky's works. It's still a bit risky, but I could see it working, particularly with 4 riflemen. I mean, this could, if probably played, lead to sort of a high man probably there versus Highfive, particularly with the 2 MG42s. But they're taking some loss there, not quite well positioned there, but between the carts, then they go forced away there. You could see wipe here if Spanky's not careful again. The Grenadiers seem to be doing a good job. Unfortunately, be careful, caught there. MG42 sending up the other MG40 to get moving. There we go. Orders! Not the there we go, opening up. I was about to say perhaps not the best opening there. There's a large blind spot right here. Well, there you go, Rifleman being pushed back here by the righteous MG42 fight. Grenadiers coming up here, could flank the Rifleman. Stand ready! But still, some very aggressive play there from Highfive, cutting off Spanky from his resources, keeping very much in a pinned position. At the same time, he's taking the advantage of this sort of active build up a fuel cache to increase his fuel income as well. And there we go, we do have the captain on the way. He could follow up with a pack out, sort of, you know, apply pressure to the sort of more currently defensive stance of Spanky. Or a stirred light tank could also be a sort of workable method here versus Spanky initially. He has gone for the heavy tier 1, he has been cut off from his resources, he has been kept on the defensive. A stirred light tank could sort of add the pressure, and again might then force his hand to sort of get some pack 40s, which of course would draw away manpower from other endeavours. So I mean there are a few thoughts there for Highfive to sort of consider into. You got a fighting position here, so I mean the further Highfive is basically seeing the advantage has sort of building up partly via fuel caches, but also with fighting position sort of trying to hold position until he feels a bit more exposed. And thus ensuring he doesn't have to leave a lot of infantry hanging about. So interesting here, interesting here. Would certainly seem like Highfive's got an interesting strategy there of his own. And again he's sort of taking advantage of the advantages he's gained actually. Some players like to sort of not necessarily consider that too much, but he's actually sort of building up, preparing, and sort of doing what he can to actually slow down any advance. With the 50 colour position there, that's going to be very difficult for Spanky to maneuver in this area. At the same time, like to push up here, most of the weaponry position there. MD40 going to set up here, perhaps slow down. And we got actually here some mines and sandbags here, and fighting position for the weapon that could actually work out quite well. Oh, good lord, that was quite a weapon there from Dieter, leaving numerous Americans there dead in a pile of dead Americans. And so we'll need to fall back, but one thing you could consider maybe then is laying down some anti-tank mines with this rifle and you cluster 4-5 together. That way they can immobilize any vehicle that pretty much rolls over them, which would be good then in case Spanky rushes for armor. We've got an ambulance on the way for Highfive, an ambulance. And we got a Gnargnef here, so that's actually a very heavy tier 1 here for Spanky versus the Americans. So a lot of firepower there. And would leave him very vulnerable to a stirred light tank. Mortar half-tanks here could probably also be another option here for Highfive, maybe to, well, pack cow to use that sort of bombard from the position there, lay down some white phosphorus screens, then charge in. That could also actually work out there quite nicely for Highfive if he actually utilises that. Got the captain hanging out here, not really got much to do at the moment. But it's all quiet. We got the ambulance there arriving for Highfive, allowing him to reinforce his troops at the front line. Battle phase 1 there available. He could try and just sort of ignore tier 2 and go for tier 3. Bit of a bow move there as well for Spanky. Would be rather risky though with the heavy tier 1 he's gone for, but it might work if he maybe considers going for a Stuke first and maybe lays down some mine in the process first. I mean, well, if he had the munitions for it, but there you go, he has taken up. They like to make on his company there. I missed that one, by the way. We got a pack 40 there, so obviously he's worried about enemy vehicles, enemy armor, but again, we're not seeing any of that really so far except the ambulance, and, well, that's not even going to need the pack 40 to deal with. I mean, ambulances weren't exactly known for being heavily armored like a tank. And I'm sure the occupants and drivers wish that was the case.
Alright, you dopes, listen up.
And there you go, using the mortar to clear up the fighting position. Into a slow process while no one being dug in here. So basically Highfive setting up for a more defensive strategy at the moment, which can work, but I'm not entirely sure he's got sort of the territory to quickly pull it off. And could have some risk here. I mean, this one's a bit better, and he's sort of not keeping it completely without anything else. Still, this one needs to be repaired if possible. Of course, going to be triggered here with the mortar firing down. We got the infantry basically preventing any direct assault there. Rifle charging forwards. Grenades on a mortar half-tank would have been helpful here, by the way. Either sort of lay down a smoking charge forward, just having the mortar half-tank cleared up. There we go. Finding position down here, since we're not making it in time. Rifle almost wiped out. Oh, wiped out there. Heavy loss there for Highfive. A heavy loss. Nothing further going on the base there. No armor, no nothing. Fighting position almost upgraded with another 50 caliber. And we got tech up here for Spanky. We've got tech up. We got a third tier on the way here. Tail mines being laid down here. Good, good. Captain heading straight to the line of house to the light machine gun. Hitting within the building, opening up to the captain and his friends. Gary passed on from this mortal coil as he was ripped through. And Harry joined in with rather shortly. Highfive does seem to fall into slightly more sort of defensive posture at the moment. Pack out in the way, of course, need to be careful that could give his opponent more time to sort of build up for a counter attack and sort of push through. That's quite a bit of fuel here for Highfive. He could consider maybe a sort of take up now. Either consider maybe an early Scott or a Sherman. That could perhaps provide a little extra pressure here versus Spanky.
The HQ has been upgraded.
Third tier ready. Might pull back the Pioneers there, so build this bomber core as soon as he can.
Is now available.
But it is MG42. I mean, at the same time, though, Spanky's not being too aggressive either. Neither player sort of really willing to push too forwards at the moment. But there we go. We got Browning light machine guns out for the riflemen, increasing their firepower. Pioneers hanging back there, securing the point. MG42, they could try and move a bit further here, sort of cover this point a bit better. But this, I suppose, does have its own advantages. There's a pushback. Got the ambulance actually supporting the push here. Interesting, interesting.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining
A bit
fire.
rare to see someone actually who hit the ambulance like that, at least not that a major sort of act as retreat point. Pioneers retreating. Resources still being floated. At this point, he could easily go for a major and then get a Sherman rather shortly after, as soon as he's done training, but seems like a Highfive is not too interested. In fact, he could even use the captain to speed up. Whoa, whoa, what is this? That is a first in, well, quite some time, I think. He's actually getting 2 ambulances, and you can actually get more than 1 ambulance. That could, I wonder what that means here. Is it a mistake, or is it sort of a deliberate thought here from Highfive? I mean, I can't see the logic from it. At the same time, the Spanky's himself getting a half track. Mittelschützenpanzerwagen, he has taken up, but he's going for a half track first there. Support his own troops going for the cut point. There we go, more aggression from Highfive.
Half track has arrived.
Pack out, so they're not quite near the front here to actually support. Need to move up closer, get up a mortar half track or something. MG4 did push back there rather than defensive posture, going for the victory point as well. MG42 can't quite reach them. Looks like he's being forced back. They'll mortify MG fire, and of course the half track as well, rather than making things here a bit not quite maintainable.
Ready. Send orders.
There we go, the second ambulance. 2 at one time. I really wonder what he's thinking. I mean, he could in theory be allowed to sort of let up to 2 reinforcement points at the front line that can also heal. In that regard, it could be quite potent, can use it properly, though of course it's going to be rather tricky, and of course there's always the risk of them blowing up when being handed over to the enemy. So it's obviously not quite that straightforward, but
Capture point is under
I really don't think I've ever seen anyone go for 2 ambulances at the same time.
Shot over.
It's certainly not the sort of thing you consider, you know, getting 2 ambulances. I mean, you usually think that 1 here, but again, 2 ambulances could be used to allow a more aggressive strategy, if you will.
Well, grab your shit.
So it's notable. It's notable.
Crowds are
It's unique.
sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured.
Port there being secured. There you go. He's finally taking up.
Battalion just released a major.
Could have done that earlier, I think, and had an arm up soon. In fact, he could have had, well, a Sherman up a couple of minutes ago. We got a Support cop here for Spanky. He's going to be off some time there. Could, of course, try and rush out a Stu. Otherwise, I guess depends on what this stage might be the sort of more sensible choice there. Being able to deal with both armour and infantry. Territory lost briefly to Highfive has been regained here by a quick push here from the Panzergrenadier from the 2nd Panzer Division. Reconstituted after having fought in Normandy and suffered quite some heavy losses.
Boys,
Another fine push. I mean, Highfive is very defensive, very defensive. He's really worried about that, and doesn't really seem to be interested in committing to any sort of larger attacks. There you go, ambulance here, ambulance here. They got a more major point there. Firing push is going up there. Rifle Grenadier is up. Grenadier is firing away. Pack Carter firing back. Trying to get that grenade there at the same time. Going to push up the running exchange. And MG42 there. That's good. Most of the entire assault here from Highfive on the right flank being halted down. If you get some veterans up, you can probably use the armor now to cut them down.
We are the best machine gun crew in the army.
Right. But no sign of that. No sign of that. Pioneers are rushing ahead, taking heavy losses there from the riflemen with the Browning light machine guns. Heavy force into nothing, not using the ammunition versus the massed riflemen right before them. Half to up support, we got gunners ready to counter-attack and force back to the armies. We got a Jackson on the way here for Highfive, so looks like his first choice. It's not as Sherman, which you would have expected, but he's apparently worried about enemy armor and actually goes for the Jackson tank destroyer there with its 90mm gun.
Half-track awaiting orders.
Jackson there, soon ready, soon ready. So two fighting positions are basically covering as much as they can of the western side of the map. Spanky can soon get himself a Panzer IV, that is what he wants. Caps on the move here, though he needs to be careful, he's running straight to a lot of light machine gun fire. There we go, rounds the corner, spots the crouch, pulls back. And there we go, Jackson arrives here, the M36 tank destroyer here for the Americans. Of course, I found the fact their American armoured doctrine actually specifically had tank destroyers to deal with armour. American tanks were as much as possible not really meant to deal with armour. They could, but that was not really their primary purpose. That was basically mostly supposed to be left there to tank destroyers. That is also one of the primary reasons why the Americans took so long in actually upgunning the Shermans with sort of a high velocity 76mm gun. Because they're still conventional no tank destroyers to do the job. There's a fun fact there, by the way. There. Almost got the half to there, mortar firing down here on the captain. Jackson moving ahead there with his 90mm gun. American tank destroyers are basically meant to deal with enemy armor using speed and a high caliber gun rather than sort of minimizing the amounts of protection needed. And overall allowing them to be speedy, which is also partly why they were open top, since that would mean less weight, for example. I believe anyways. And again, since they weren't really specifically meant to get close to the enemy, again, they really didn't have too much to worry about there. Of course, that turned out to be not quite the case, and there were several cases where tank destroyers were pulled back due to worry about, for example, airburst artillery from the Germans. Another bit.
Well, grab your shit and follow me. It's done.
And there we go, Panzer IV on the way here for Spanky. Panzer Kampfwagen 4. Rapidly reinforcing again. It seems a bit of a sort of standstill. Ooh, Packhouse are going to kill them, but at the same time, I mean, he's got a lot of forces, but he's not really pushing forward. He's not really trying to sort of push back Spanky anymore.
Crew ready. Knock it off. And listen
You know, I say maybe outflanking and doing some damage or anything. At the same time, the Spanky's not too aggressive either. He might, of course, be waiting here for the Panzer IV to do the dirty work there for him. Not. Similar intended rounds here from them, what to do with the rifle, then ensconced, going for the centre 2 point. Fuel cache here, by the way, from Spanky. In fact, we've got 2 fuel caches, increasing his amount of fuel there going in. Good, in fact, getting a small fuel advantage over Highfive.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
There you go, Panzer Kampfwagen here mobilized für Deutschland. Ready to hunt down the Amerikaner. Turn their tank. Oh, Rifleman takes some losses there. Captain Rifleman up there, the kickstart here, but then before 2 Panzer moving up here, breaking through, looks like in the west. There's actually surprisingly a good deal with that. Of course, there's Jackson hiding behind the house, but that's give the Panzer a chance of knocking up a few buildings before that. Maybe clearing out a fighting position. Almost got it. Pack out firing. Shot went through there, didn't do too much damage. Veterans one there, the pack out. Jackson fires and misses that the Panzer IV does at the same time, shattering a nearby wooden cart. Popping smoke there just in case. Spanky's taking no chance there versus the Jackson tank destroyer. At the same time, they've got a bit more pushing up here, trying to flank him, but getting stopped here by the fighting position here. The other one, by the way, is going to get repairs. We've got the Jackson here covering up. Well, so the rear is going to get to work on fixing up, basically by adding in more dirt. Northern victory point being regained by the Germans. A swift raid there by Highfive. Didn't really gain any sort of landing or lasting results. Nothing further on the base. He's got quite a bit of fuel there, quite a bit of manpower again. Now the Jackson, maybe some Sherman, some armor there to try and push forwards. Against Spanky would be good. We got an additional pack forward here arriving for Spanky, increasing his anti-tank, and he's actually digging in as well. bunkers being laid down here by Spanky, so both players sort of having some more defensive elements to the strategy. But of course, at the same time, they might have bought into it at least a bit too much. Well, a Highfive at the very least, because again, he's sort of the one again who had a nice advantage. Then he sort of prepared some defenses, good. But then he rather went on the defensive instead of trying to keep Spanky on the defensive. Just because you're preparing defenses doesn't mean you have to go on the defensive. That might be just later for when you've sort of, finally been pushed back, But I digress. Finally moving forward, another assault input clicks on one part of the assault. No grenades here, and that could be useful for laying down some bug screens. After them moving about, need to be careful here. We've got an artillery strike in from Highfive. This is on the MD42. Where is it? There we go, on the MD42, and the artillery strike being laid down here by some quick time on target artillery. Capturing the charge with the Panther 4, taking heavy loss there from the machine gun and high closer shells. There we go, forced away. At the same time, another assault here. Quickly pushed off as well, it seems. And those riflemen are going to be in a lot of hurt there if they don't get off the ground. And there you go, he's going to crush them. There you go. Oh, Gott im Himmel. It's terrible. At the same time, looks like Highfive is active preparing for an assault. We got a priest now being moved up here for Highfive. A priest, and it's actually time here for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is Spanky's, well, it's again more or less 50-50 victory points, slightly advantageous here to Highfive. Resources advantageous though to Spanky due to 2 fuel caches over Highfive's 1. So a little detail. And then in terms of force size, they are more or less equal with the slight advantage there to Highfive. He's certainly also got the more artillery though. Spanky does have more. He does also have a bit more support weapons, so it seems like he's lost 1 MD42 so far. Of course, question is, has been lost permanently? No, it has not. Armor wise, I mean, depending on what it was, you can be seeing as to have the advantage. Of course, the other thing is only a tank destroyer, which can deal with tanks, but not really with infantry. And so it's a bit more limited purpose. Of course, he's got the artillery, he's got 2 ambulances still, by the way, versus the half cannon. For Spanky, I mean, the options are a little bit, try to be a bit more aggressive, try to outflank, maybe try to harass the base, sort of force Highfive away from sort of just defending it, sort of force him sort of have to deploy something, otherwise risk losing his base and units in it, or for that matter suffer a massive great flank through here and sort of get behind him. That would actually be a good move there, I think, from Spanky. Were to try, he could maybe catch Jackson and the priest off guard, another quick flank there with the Panther 4 and some infantry in the half track. That could actually be executed reasonably swiftly. Of course, at this stage, he's also looking like he might soon get the elephant. Of course, at this stage, some work out would certainly help there versus the Jackson. The priest would also certainly have a bit of fear then from the elephants. I mean, that could work out, and particularly with the 2 fuel casts sort of making up for things. He could probably have it ready in about 3 minutes, so that wouldn't be too bad. He just needs to command point track to sort of being able to pull it off. But they try to launch the assault team, try to try and flank behind this, track the enemy base, instead of running the assaults through here, straight into the line of fire from Highfive. For Highfive, he needs to be more aggressive, he needs to try and outflank Spanky. On the other hand as well, he needs to lay down some artillery strikes. They're trying to catch some of the support weapons then before using the Pack 40s, and sort of deal with the armor. I mean, a good assault through here could actually sort of, again, achieve what could be done through here, just versus Spanky. I mean, that could very well be one idea. Otherwise, he should consider getting some Shermans, get some medium armor out, partly to deal with the infantry, but of course also just draw fire from the Jackson, and of course also help a bit versus the armor. If he could do that, he would probably also have a chance at winning this. I mean, there's again nothing wrong in preparing defenses. You just don't have to care about going defensive just because you're building them. In that regard, he should also consider laying down some mines with the rifle. A few anti-tank mines here and there could, for example, join a Panther 4 and immobilize it, making us an easy target for the Jackson. And so he could also maybe sort of catch the elephant tank to try to play his cards correctly, in which case, again, an immobilized elephant is going to be a huge coup there for Highfive. But it does require he makes use of the ability, or I suppose you could also go for taking for the lieutenant, getting him 20 out, laying down the mines, but those are notably more expensive. But anyways, that is another option there for Highfive. Anyways, back to the fight here.
Man your stations.
Priest moving ahead. Watching it side view there with his 1 and 5mm gun.
Batteries report barrage strikes now available in your sector.
I believe the priest was based on the Lee tank, the M3 Lee, which saw action in North Africa and maybe Italy, southern parts there before the Shermans really got getting locked down. Oh, good hit there, wiping out the entire Pioneer squad. That's going to hurt Spanky there, nothing to reinforce. At the same time, don't need to move straight into the fighting position, taking losses there. No losses, just some damage. Pack out to get off another hit there. Please continue to fire despite there being no target. The Pioneers are dead. They are breathing soon no more. Yet the priest does not let up. Pack forward in charge of some riflemen. Pack out to firing as well. Ooh, almost got it white, almost got it white. Panther moving ahead here. Jackson might want to move up here. More riflemen capture stores move up here. There you go, Pack 40 wiped out. Now's a chance for Highfive to move in, get it with good damage versus Spanky, who does something. I mean, right now he's got the option of actually using this to recruit the Pack 40. He needs to have to go to reinforce it. No. Dear. Rather fail to take full advantage of this. I think there you go, Pack 40 recruit. Of course, can still recruit here and reinforce quickly thanks to the half-track at the front line. That's hardly any why that was a good investment for Spanky right then and there. Defensive line here, not really approached at all. And Highfive at the moment not doing too much either. But there goes slow advance here. Straight into Grenadiers, Pack 40. Victory point on the centre being lost once more to the damn crowds. And there you go, Pads quick joins in for some good kills there. There's Rappin leaving a lot of men dead there on the road. Priest bombarding. Ah, rather poor first shot there. Holy moly, those Pioneers are cursed. It's not one squad, it's the other one sort of getting hit there by the priest. Panther might take a few hits from the bazooka there to the rear, to the side. Not there turning against the captain and his crew. Pack 4 obviously have support to cover at the Panther 4. And basically, at this point, he's pushing around their capture and ensure they can't fire their bazooka easily. Will they actually try and shoot it? Oh, there we go. Shot fired. Went for the front line with the Panther 4 there. Still a lot of fuel there, still a bit of manpower, yet not really doing much with it. Again, no further tanks or tank destroyers, some Scots. Miss in the half track. Pack 40 cleared out again. Grenadiers Pioneers moving ahead. They have to quickly simulate again, large reinforced. It seems like it's going to need some repairs there to the Indian, which did suffer some damage from the American. Priest almost ready to fire again, and we got another two strike here. Looks like I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do there. He'd be better off actually trying calling in on Pack 40 and just knocking it out completely. Instead, he called in. I suppose he was trying to sort of catch something. That seems to have just been a waste of munitions. That's 180. Which isn't exactly a small thing. There we go, grenades up, grenades up. Oh, good hit there for the Panther 4. Leaving only Corporal Dewey alive. Mentioned one there for the Panther 4. Pack out to continue to fire away. Jack's moving up there. Priest could also consider moving up slightly further. Close to the front line, thus decreasing the spread just by a bit. Again, we've got a bit of harassment towards the victory point. I mean, again, his defensive positions really can't stop harassment here. The bunkers need to be a bit more further forwards to pull that off. We needed something to spot for him.
Gun batteries report barrage strikes now available in your sector.
Could be unfortunate that. No taking up. Looks like he might be playing here for the Elephant tank destroyer. He's got the command points. He just basically has too much population and not quite enough manpower. Highfive still not considering any more armour or tank destroyers or some Scots or anything like that. I wonder what he's thinking here. And again, there's sort of an element there of just being a bit too passive here for Highfive, I feel. He could easily stand to be a lot more aggressive and pressuring his opponent a lot more. Jackson moving ahead. Vetcher 2 there on the Pack house loading up for some more devastating barrages. Few casualties while they're still standing for Spanky. He hasn't even bothered repairing the one they cut off. And Highfive's loading quite a bit of fuel as well. But again, he's not doing anything. I mean, for Spanky we can see why he wouldn't want to use it, but for Highfive there's not really much the same excuse. It's not like you can say call in a Pershing or a Jumbo Sherman. Something that requires a lot of fuel. Not that the Pershing saw a lot of action. And his first engagement sort of basically forced out of combat. Jumbo Shermans did see a lot of action. And fun fact is the Americans actually improvised some Shermans sort of be well jumbos by adding a lot of armour to the frontal plates. Fun fact there. Panther moving up, hitting with the rifleman. Machine guns firing, main gun joining in. Jackson moving up there, go, knocking the gun there, engaging the Panzer IV.
Armor ready.
By the way, that is the exact same gun as on the Pershing tank, by the way.
Orders.
That is them moving ahead. Enforcing again. And then going before two, almost wiped down. Then another artillery strike here going in from the priest, and again a Highfive just floating a load of fuel. Oh, perhaps not another priest. And again, I mean, you could get a Sherman or a Scott. I mean, that I think would work out for Highfive here. And there you go, finally getting a Sherman. Artillery strike directly here on the Panzer IV, doing quite a bit of damage there. And Bart Wire here. I mean, he's basically sort of had enough of that, so it's going to make it more difficult for the opponents to just hang around here at the edge of the point and take it away out of the LFG or machine gun bunker's line of fire. At the same time, finding some more aggression on the right flank, Spanky pushing forwards there. At the same time, looks like we got a bit more here from Highfive as well, realising maybe you can't just afford to about there. But here you go. Next one, rather critical mistake. They get too close to the Grenadiers. Quick Panther fast there, damaging the engine. Rifle now moving up to the close to sort of cut it off. Also, one thing to note, he's only upgraded the rifle with one Browning Light machine gun, and maybe sort of considering upgrading with more, which would increase the firepower notably. Captain, by the way, was wiped off from the face of this earth, utterly destroyed. Oh, Captain, my Captain, where are you? He's all over the place. Try not to step in him. And there you go, another twist strike here, trying to deal with the position here, where Spanky's sort of trying to mount the defense. And there you go. He has called in the elephant tank destroyer here, Schwer Panzerjäger, which of course would rather have the Germans sort of favoured their tank destroyers and assault guns, not turreted, but sort of more fixed mount, which did allow them to sort of will make them cheaper. I mean, that's pretty much sort of the primary reasons, well, one of the primary reasons for doing it like this, because you then don't have to worry about all the mechanics that actually go into a turret, which is a bit there, plus it's easier to manufacture overall. I mean, it does allow you to make a, well, unit for cheaper and at less time. Another reason is it basically allowed them to fix a bigger gun on the chassis than otherwise a turret would allow.
Losing a capture point.
Which is, for example, why the Stu G, despite being placed on a small tank as the Panzer III, could actually wield the same gun here as the Panzer IV. So a little fun fact there. And again, that allowed the Germans, in a sort of manner of economy, cost efficiency and all that sort of, again, you know, make more use of chassis of older tanks without necessarily having to sort of completely refit production, which of course is also a vital matter. I mean, there's a lot of things there to consider. Of course, the Americans, that was sort of less of an issue, and again, partly again the tank destroyer doctors sort of had other thoughts on how to do things, but you know, little fun facts there. Again, overall, the Germans weren't so keen on tank destroyers. They preferred assault guns since they were a bit more flexible than tank destroyers could be used in other matters, and obviously with infantry, which was actually quite a vital requirement for the Germans. I mean, if something could be with infantry, they actually weren't too keen on it. So far, there's not much easier with the elephant. He's sort of having a hard time finding around here in the neighbourhood. M40 in the building. Actually, very aggressive positioning there by Spanky. Could be losing it. Grenade could go through the window. We've got the Panther moving up here, halfway to get to 2. Pack out to fire there in the M40 as well. Jackson not really doing much. Sherman not really doing much either. Could be knocked. And there you go. Elephant gets it. High velocity 88mm gun, then knocking out the Sherman. Pioneers taking losses again here. Priest could be firing a barrage. Reactions here finally caught in a bit of a trap that he's got no wide cutters, and he just sort of clicked there to do the usual thing. Instead, this time though, they were pushed around here. The arc of fire, the machine gun bunker, so nicely done there by Spanky. Chillify now raining down here in the M42 there. The priest is unleashing a high explosive Sherman. Then he's pushing up, trying to clear out the pack house. Almost got it. There we go. Fighting position down. Fighting position down. The elephant took it out. Rather than pushing ahead here. Those they're being wiped out and annihilated.
MG42 down. Round's ours. I got orders, boys.
Got in there secured. Elephant rolling back.
Orders incoming.
Shot fired there, but bounces off the elephant's thick frontal armor. Panther what we're going to do with the rifleman. Highfive. Finally took the point, though, of course. Now the rifleman had a bit of a hard time getting back. And again, it's very sort of just minor push. I mean, there's been some really grand maneuver from Highfive to Spanky. Still got elite there versus Spanky. Still got elite there, going to tank got cleared out. There's less units. In fact, he's not really got a lot of infantry left. He's lost a lot of rifle. He's not done anything to sort of make up for the losses. Not, for example, get more Browning light machine guns despite having the missions for it. And he's actually moving up his wounded, low number rifle there versus the Grenadiers. The assault there obviously not working up too well. Might see the position being forced completely back. Close quarters barrels. There we go, almost wiping out 2 Grenadier squads in 1 hit. Bit dangerous there, but certainly working out. Certainly working out. One thing secured. Rearsen's quickly pushed back, and there we go. We got a command tank arriving here for Spanky, the Feds Panzerwagen. Panther 4 there, almost veterancy 2, almost, but not quite. Anti-tanker then knocked out here by the Elephant and the Panther 4 rifle moving ahead here. Need to be careful out in the open. Pack out fires.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Damage engine command tank advantage there with its stubby 75mm gun. And there goes Jackson's over with retaliation. Almost 51 if you can get that. Of course, we can get increased penetration. It's also because it does more damage. It's actually a good thing to use. And that rather makes it a bit unique. And of course, the question is if it's an oversight, it's actually intentional. Again, it's meant to do more damage while you use these rounds. Either way, though, I would say that's another reason just to use them instead of not just, increased penetration, but also more damage. Since they can allow you to knock out a tank in fewer shots, but it will just do more damage to it. But Highfive, he's definitely losing ground now to the advantage of Spanky and the 2nd Panzer Division. Rather than being pushed back here, command tank and Elephant doing what they can. Got a few kills there with the machine gun most likely, which is one of the upgrades for the Elephant heavy tank as well, by the way, from the 39. And there you go, looks like the fuel cans here knocked out. Now the priest barrels here, close to veteran 2-1. And we got air concept. Spanky quickly sort of having a look here at the battlefield to spot out his path. There's anything sort of to worry about. We can just sort of charge in and clear it out. Panther 1 getting the command, or fine position there, rifling trying to hold up the advance there. Not really enough of them. There you go, Elephant, Grenadiers, command tank, Panther 4 moving in here. Half taking up supports while ensuring he can reinforce at the front and keep up the momentum. Good there for Spanky, and there you go, final position knocked out, almost finished with the Panther 4. Ambulance knocked out there, high velocity 88 missile went through it, knocking out the entire thing. We basically got his Highfive retreating now. The last remaining front here is basically collapsed. There you go, can't modify here from the anti-tank gun, might need to blitz back. And there you go, Vetri 2. Almost got the anti-tank gun, by the way, almost got the anti-tank gun. Pop smoke and pulls back. Got the Jack moving here, probably because he was worried about that, tried to take advantage of the damage already suffered from the anti-tank gun. And there you go, quick attack round home to catch the Panzer 4, but it's already far away. At this point, it's starting to look like here GG in advantage of Spanky. I mean, overall, Highfive's not got a lot of options left. He's barely got infantry, he's got a tank destroyer, he's got a priest, but territorially, there's not a lot. Oh, there we go, good hit from the Jacks, got a good hit there on the Panther 4 command tank. Panther 4 there being compared there with the Schutzen. Jackson rolling back, priest moving about a bit as well. Getting a lot of anti-tank, which was actually part of the tank destroyer doctrine of the Americans. Either tank destroyers like this were meant to do it, or tank destroyers, which by the way they also designated anti-tank guns as. A little fun fact there, little fun fact there. Which could lead to some confusion.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Rounds complete. Breach clear. Our supply line just got cut off. Crew ready. Check stations. Get ready.
Priest barraging away, not really getting any hits though. And we're going to split trouble with the rifleman. Then again, the rifle could be trouble. He's finally up. No, still only using one Browning. Oh, no, he's actually got two. It took him long enough though. Took him long, and there you go. Command tank moving up here. Flirts armies, and there you go. Forced away, forced away. Yes, trying to push forward. Everything heavily suppressed here by the MB-42. We got more area concept with Spanky gaining a further idea of the battlefield. what to worry about and what not to worry about. At the same time though, this didn't worry out too long, then Major stopped again, hasn't cleared out the barbed wire. Basically forcing him into the line of fire of their machine gun bunker.
Send your orders.
Boat move there by the Jack, gets over hit the command tank, almost fetched him to what? Almost, but not quite. German armour there pulling together alongside the half track. MG42 there milling about.
Ready to go. Armor here.
Lots of fuel there being flooded by Highfive. I mean, obviously for Spanky, and that's because he's also running it there because of the pretty much full pop cap. But for Highfive, there's not quite the same excuse there. Anti-tank team might be cleared out. Panzer was able to get up close there with his machine gun as his high close shells there, of course, can he quickly clear it out there under the right circumstances. Pop smoke, and then move closer. And there you go, Jackson's over here on the Panzer, will keep me to pull through the smoke here. Elephant from up to support. But it, oh, there we go. Jackson finally veterans one, Panzer needs to pull back, blitz. There we go. There we go, Jackson took one hit there from the Elephant. Jackson clearly outgunned in this situation, falling back. But still, Highfive's fighting on though, despite the losses, despite his increasingly smaller force here versus Spanky's army. I mean, he's still fighting on here rather courageously. Of course, one has to wonder if Highfive's doing this because he's, you know, expecting victory. He's just sort of trying to draw things out. The Major here making a rush, but Strange are going to do this with light machine guns. The assaults are not pretty. The Major himself dies in a storm of bullets, laying down his life for the United States. And there you go, Major wiped out entirely. Finally, some more riflemen. Took him long enough. He's still not getting any more armor or more tank destroyers or anything. Again, L reconnaissance. I mean, Spanky's now keeping an increasingly close eye here to Highfive's movements. I think he might try to sort of catch that. Jackson there using the air reconnaissance and the Elephant. There he goes, trying to repair, but that moment. There we go. Oh, and the crew jumped in right at the moment he got recruited. What rotten luck. Had the tongue been off just slightly there, they might have survived. Instead, dead. Much of the Elephant knocked out as well. I mean, the ambulance, not the Elephant. Bloody hell. But there's basically only a few riflemen and an anti-tank gun, which is all the way up here, by the way, trying to clear up the machine gun bunker. There's not really a lot left here for him. Veterans run here by the way on the Elephant. It's killed 5 vehicles, 4 infantrymen, and 2 buildings have been knocked out as well here. By the Schwer Panzerjäger. There you go, to tank it down south, or up north they cleared out. And we got another Panther 4 here for Spanky, another Panther 4, and there you go, Highfive surrenders. A loss here for the United States of America, victory here for the Wehrmacht for Spanky. I mean, in some regards around to start. I mean, a bit bold there for Spanky to go for a heavy tier 1 there versus the Americans, but in this case it did work out, partly because Highfive, you know, basically played into it. He never got any sort of vehicles initially, no Stuart light tanks, which could have threatened it at least partially, and also the fact he just went a bit too quickly on the defensive. Again, there's nothing wrong about preparing for defense, but that doesn't mean you should go on the defense. I mean, preparing ahead is good, that's signing there's some solid strategic thinking, but, you know, just going on the defense because you have some is perhaps not so much. And that, I think, has rather hurt Highfive. I mean, he could have been a lot more aggressive, a lot more pressuring versus Spanky. Instead, Spanky was then allowed to sort of slowly build up. He got the armor sort of really first, and then sort of began pushing back Highfive quite well nicely. So, I mean, there were some problems there from Highfive's side against some strategic mistakes of a slightly larger order. We drew allowed Spanky to turn things around, and then Highfive never sort of really turned around. He also did make very good use of his doctrine. And there's no mines to be produced to slow down a lot of the armor. Only one machine gun on the rifle at times, no mortar half to could have early helped him on, and there's a lot of missed opportunities for Highfive. Spanky made good use of half to keep up pushes, good use of the tanks, good use of MG42s, mortars, and so on. It's been really nicely played there by Spanky. So GG there. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something from this battle. I hope it gave some ideas from matches. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay and find some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Entry. Cheers, and thank you all for watching. Bye.